Hello and welcome to Food Tech 101. Now, today I've got a really interesting dish that I've been looking forward to make for quite a while. Those of you who may remember, back at Christmas, I had a meal with my family, a Christmas meal, and one of the stars of that particular meal, my sister made some vegan ice cream. And when we tasted it, we were amazed at how totally un-vegan it tasted.
Really?
We weren't told. There's no way on earth we would have known that it was a vegan ice cream. It was creamy, it was rich, it was unbelievable. And I've been trying to get an opportunity to make the ice cream ever since. Today is that day. So today we're going to make aquafaba vegan ice cream. Before we get started, just do me a quick favour. Click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon so you'll be the first to know whenever I upload a new video. Okay, let's get to it. To make our unbelievably creamy vegan ice cream, we need just a few ingredients. First of all, we need 3/4 of a cup of aquafaba. That's the juice from chickpeas. We need some vanilla essence. We'll be using about a tablespoon, teaspoon of cream of tartar. My ice cream is going to be a strawberry flavour, so I've got some strawberry essence, 1 cup of icing sugar, 1/4 of a cup of sunflower or vegetable oil, 1 cup of soy milk or any other plant-based milk of your choice, plus about 150 grams of strawberries. Equipment-wise, you'll need a glass bowl, an electric whisk, and the juicer. So before we get into it, let me just remind you what aquafaba actually is. I've done 2 recipes now where I've explored the properties of aquafaba, and one where I've explained exactly what aquafaba is. Aquafaba is simply the bean, the juice, or the water from beans, in particular chickpeas. So aqua means water, faba refers to beans. So I've got one video, and I'll post a link to it up there somewhere, where I show you how to make aquafaba from scratch, if you wish, from actual chickpeas. And I have another video where I compare the properties, the whisking properties, or the meringue making properties of aquafaba versus egg white. So it's quite exciting to see how versatile something like bean juice can be. And what makes bean juice for me really exciting is because typically speaking, before I discovered what aquafaba was, the bean juice is something you typically just drain off and throw away. When you buy a can of chickpeas, it comes already in water, and it's that water which is usually poured off, which is what we're using to give these amazing aerating properties. So that's quite exciting. For something that would normally be thrown away to suddenly become such a versatile food cooking element, that's really quite exciting. So, without any further ado, okay, let's get to it. Now, if you've seen the previous video where I compared the properties of egg whites versus aquafaba, you'll be familiar with this particular part of the process, because now we're going to whip up our aquafaba or our bean water, hopefully into what looks like meringues. Now this you have to be doing this about a good 5 or 6 minutes until it starts to really fluff up like meringues. It should be quite a stiff mixture. So I'll get it going and then we'll pop back when it's done. Look how well it holds the shape. So we can see denatures in a very, very similar way to egg whites. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. Now a good tip is when making meringues, whether using aquafaba or using egg whites, is to use a bit of cream of tartar. That's typically what we use to help give foams a bit more stability. So I'm going to add about half a teaspoonful in this mixture, and that should strengthen our foam. I'll beat it in. Look at that. Incredible. This is bean juice, people. Stuff that would normally be thrown away. Look at it, incredible. So flexible. There's going to be a lot of dishes we make with this. I think you can make whipped cream with this, a double cream type thing. It's so flexible. Next up, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of vanilla essence, because that's going to be the main flavour of this particular ice cream. Vanilla essence with some strawberries. So I'm going to add about a spoonful of vanilla essence and whisk that in. Alright, next I'm going to add in the sugar. Now you can use caster sugar for this, but I'm going to use some icing sugar. It's quite fine. I will keep the mixture quite light. So I'm going to add and whisk in at the same time. Wow. So there we have, you can see a really light cream mixture. You can see how well it's holding its shape. Look at the thick air. It's trapped air and aerated really, really well, easily, as well as egg whites, which is incredible. Okay, now this next stage really could be simple. Here's where we add the main flavour for our particular ice cream. Now you can add whatever flavour you like. It could be chocolate, it could be peanut butter, it could be anything you want. But for this I'm going to use strawberries. I've got a little bit of strawberry essence. This particular one was sent to me by a company called Special Ingredients. They do some really, really interesting flavours. So all we're going to do is pour our milk. I've used a soy milk, but you can use whatever milk alternative you like. Our oil, put in our strawberries, a good squirt of our strawberry essence. What we do next is blend. Now, to give my ice cream a little bit more strawberry flavour, I'm just going to chop up some actual strawberries and then mix them in to the overall flavour of the ice cream. So you have ice cream flavour plus actual bits of fresh strawberry in there as well. So it's a great way to get some additional fruit into a meal, even the dessert. All too often when we have strawberries, it's a very, very processed strawberry, like either in a jam. So we get the essence, but we don't get any of the goodness. This way at least we get some of the fresh strawberries themselves actually in the dish. So here we are. This is going to be the main part of our dish. So to pour it in. So the mixture's in. And we're going to stir it through. Now it's important when you're stirring it through that you don't destroy or knock out all that lovely air you spent all that time putting in. So it's that air that helps make our strawberry ice cream really, really light, and also spreadable, and also scoopable straight from the freezer. Now normally with ice cream you have to let them defrost for a while. But with this particular ice cream, you can scoop it, because of all the air that's trapped in it, you can scoop this ice cream straight out of the freezer. Next, so it tastes a lot like ice cream already. It tastes like softened ice cream. Next, I'm going to put it into a container and freeze it for about 4 hours. Alright, we have our container. Get ice cream in. So we're going to pop this in the freezer and pop back in about 4 hours time. Okay, our ice cream's out of the freezer now. I left it in overnight in the end, just to make sure it's solidified well. And let's have a look what we've got. Well, what we do have as standard is, because of all the air that was whipped into the aquafaba. Then we have an ice cream that can scoop straight out of the freezer. With most ice creams, you have to leave them to melt a little bit before you can scoop them. Because of all the air, this one can scoop straight out of the freezer. But as always, from the pudding, we know by now. So let's have a taste. I'm going to talk texture first. First of all, texture-wise, it's light and smooth and creamy. It's light, smooth and creamy. Really light. It's probably the lightest ice cream I've ever had. Some ice cream for me will be heavy, but this one is really, really light. Very, very quick melt in the mouth. So far so good. It's creamy and it's light. Taste-wise now, strawberries coming through really well. There's also little chunks of strawberry in there, which again you can stop and chew on. This is an absolute... Let me be real with you. If you made this yourself and did a taste test and someone didn't know you made it, one, they wouldn't think you could make it. Two, they wouldn't know it was vegan either. This does not taste like a vegan ice cream. If I just gave them some ice cream and they'd come to eat it, there's no way on earth they would know this was vegan. That's really good.
So there we have it. Beautiful, smooth, creamy, light, totally dairy tasty vegan ice cream. Once again, thanks for watching Food Tech 101. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Food Tech 101 is now on Facebook and Instagram, so you can follow us there too. As always, my name is Mr. Linebird, but you can call me Sir.